Morning, guys. Just got to go up here and get our pickaxe to dig a hole down by the barn for something. So I'm just walking up. Thought I'd show you how the road's doing. So you can see the tire marks. We've been up and down here pretty regularly. The stone you can't really tell underneath, but it held through the rain and summer. And it's overgrown with weeds right now, but those will die off next week when we get our frost or start getting frosting in the winter. And then I'll put this stuff called cornerstone, and that's what everyone seems to be using around here to keep their gravel roads just gravel and not have weeds grow up in them. So a lot of people have suggested that. So we'll get that here. And the best time to do it is early spring. So we'll do it before those weeds come up. And so today we're gonna actually, I think, do some work on the barn. Also some knocking down of the weeds. I did get that fence line done with all the weeds that were or overgrown grass, bushes, that sort of thing, down by the fence out there by the road there. So, but we're going to continue. We got that big tree there. There's a bunch around that. And then we have like what I call a tree island out kind of in the middle of our property on the pasture field there. And that's getting pretty overgrown, so I'd like to knock that down today too. And then in the afternoon, I think we're going to switch over to the barn. We got some maintenance and some upgrades to do on the barn. It has been 4 years that the barn's been up, and we really, other than initially putting some trim work up the year after, we haven't really paid attention much to the barn, so we're going to do some of that. What we're doing is waiting for our friend Glenn, who is on another job right now, but he'll be coming up here with his equipment and clearing out more of the woods and start digging our foundation, which is good. So we're going to be working on that. And but in the meantime, we just figure we can switch over to the barn and get some of that done. So that's what we're going to do today. See, it already looks even clearer up there, you can tell. That sunny spot up there is past these trees is where the house is. So we've cleared a lot. And I am going to take out some more of these trees because it has been difficult, if anything, to turn around up here. So we're going to make that a little bit wider up here. Hello, everyone. It is Friday the 27th. Happy birthday to my brother Larry. So I did go, you can see our debris pile down there is getting bigger. I make piles, and my neighbor Bill comes by with his tractor, and he's got one of these big claws on the front of his tractor, and he just claws up the pile and brings it up here so I can burn it in the fire pit there. So a little cloudy today, so it's keeping that sun down from getting too hot, but it is humid, man. Humidity has gone way up in the last 24 hours. So this is what I want to do to the door here. I'll show you real quick. You can kind of see the rotted wood here. Very punky. Even the floors got a little bit of rot there. We'll probably cut out a square or something and redo that. But water just keeps getting in there. And that's because we don't even have a screen door will help with that, and also some kind of overhang. So we're thinking of taking this fascia off and sistering some wood out onto the rafters that come down there and making some sort of roof out that'll come out to, oh, we're gonna make this entryway, this deck a little bigger too for stuff. Just makes it easier to work on. And then probably put 2 posts out here with a little covered porch or something that'll guard the weather, you know, maybe even put some railings or something right here, something that'll guard some the water that drips off of this roof right here, because we don't have gutters, just drips onto that front porch, and just constantly, even on a dry day in the morning, the dew just drips off of there, so it's wet all the time, every day, especially when it rains. So that's what I'm fixing right now. Is I'm going to take out, I'll find out where it's not punky anymore and cut that out and replace that. Probably do this side too. I got the molding already off here. Take the molding off of there. We bought some new wood here. Piece it in. I'll cut that. All right, where'd this door come from? We actually had to take the door out. It was more rotted than we thought as we got into it. So we just took it out. We decided to patch this floor real nice. We got some more zip tape that we found we like in Wyoming that seals all this stuff. So it can seal this whole door. We'll still get some wetness in here. There's no way around it with just having this exposed, this corner and stuff to weather. But it'll be a lot better. It won't get on that wood. More tomorrow, but as you can see, it's twilight here, so the sun is setting, and we're just gonna put a tarp over the door for tonight. But yeah, we'll get this door situated, and then we'll be on to we bought some soffit stuff. We gotta finish our soffit. I started it 2 years ago and got this done, and then the roof line around the corner here. So we still have that roof line to do, and then the whole back of the barn. And we're gonna trim out these windows. We got some trim boards that we had bought 2 years ago, and the corners of the barn all are gonna get trim on it. So it'll look a lot nicer when we're done here. So while we're waiting for our foundation to be dug, we gotta get to it. We got plenty of stuff to keep us busy here. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. We're continuing that door. So we put a tarp over it for the night. Shannon actually just added the patch to the floor there because that had some rot to it. And what I'm doing is I took the door off the hinge, pulled the pins, so the door frame is free now. And what I did is made a mark where I got back to fresh wood here, and over on this side too, and made a pencil line and just cut that off. So now I'm trying to mimic, as you can see, this is pretty rotted here. So what I'm trying to do is mimic that. And I got my 2 pieces of wood. I got a 3/4 inch and a 1/2 inch, which will equal this. Cut the 3/4 inch here, then 1/2 inch, add that to it, and it will make this door jamb. And then I'll have to put a little groove in it. So I'll have to make that little groove there. And what that does is allows this weather stripping to go back, jam in there. And, if you look right here, it allows that to get back in there, so we can use this weather stripping again and get that back in. And then we'll put the jamb up back in, and then we'll hang the door. Like, I'll put the door back in, but everything's pretty plumb this way and on this framing. The big thing was that we noticed is the door was leaning out this way a little at the top. So we're going to straighten that up, of course, and it'll close a little better. And we're going to put our zip tape all the way around the door opening and probably on right across the threshold and everything. Get some good caulk in there, silicone, and put this door back in. So that's where we're at. All right, guys, we got the door back in, and we haven't. Let me first go over the flashing. Flash the heck out of this bottom because water was definitely getting in here, and there's a little bit of damage on this side. Not nearly as much, but so we just flashed that. We got this set, the threshold set back in, close the door, and you don't see any light in it, so that's working at the right height. But now it is it's not one piece like when you buy it from a store. That's all one piece and connected to the frame and everything. So we set that right where we want this to be, and next step will be adding these pieces that I mimicked off of this molding, and I cut some my own fresh pieces, and we'll have to paint them and stuff and stick that weather stripping back in that channel. But that should be good. And then we gotta just trim it all out. We're gonna flash this whole outside too. You can see the old flashing got deteriorated from the sun. The stuff that we use now, zip tape, is so much better technology than this old stuff. So we liked what we used in Wyoming on our house, so that's why we're using it here. So we'll flash that, then we'll foam on from the inside. We'll foam in these gaps you can see right here, and then we'll caulk inside and out, and it should be weather tight. Then we can start trimming out this barn, the rest of the barn, and finish that up. We also want to get some of this outdoor house cleaner stuff that we sell at Lowe's that a lot of people use around here, and get rid of all that dirt. This roof, if you were standing right here, it's just almost black. It's kind of sooty. I think it's kind of a mold from so much water and stuff going over it. And of course the fascia is all dirty and stuff, and that'll wash that. So we want to wash that too while we're here, and really clean up the barn. Inside the barn has been fantastic. It probably gets pretty hot in there in the summer, I imagine, being all locked up, but it doesn't seem to be damaging anything. Like, we have furniture in there and all kinds of stuff, but everything's dry. It looks like a bird did get in there somewhat, not a lot of damage or anything, just a little bit of bird dew, and looked like a nest was started but not finished. So we think we see the hole in the rear fascia that it got in, so we'll seal that up when we do the fascia. But yeah, everything looks good. So and there's the fascia that we bought yesterday. So yeah, that'll be next, but we'll finish up this door, and I'll show you how that finishes up and looks. Morning, guys. So today yesterday we kind of finished up organizing a little bit of the barn. That barn is smaller than you think, and with all our tools, and we get a project going, we got tools laying around, so we took some time yesterday afternoon and just organize the barn, give ourselves some space in here. Behind me, those are the shelves that Shannon just built since we've been here, for some tools, and then all our canned goods, things like that. So we got some more lumber, put it up there, got that out of the way, so made ourselves a nice little space here. Shannon's gonna put that second blind in. This is somewhat south facing, this barn, so we figure we need some blinds in here. So she's gonna do that. I am gonna work on this door. I got my chop saw set up out there. And I'm gonna make these 2 cuts. So I'm gonna start on these cuts right here, this side and that side, and fill in that gap. Then we can go ahead and put the trim back on the outside, flash it all around the outside here. Flash that all up. And then put the trim on. And then we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow, so it'll be a good test for us to see. So I've been kind of spray painting my 2 pieces of wood that are going to create that door jamb right here. So it's thicker here, and of course when the door closes, that's thinner. So these 2 pieces will create that. And I think I cut enough stock to fit this piece and that piece. So that's what I'll work on right now. All right, so I got my first piece in. There. And there. Now, just painting up, I just cut this piece here that'll fill in right along there. And it'll hold that weather stripping in too when I put that piece in. So I got them, I'm just hitting them with spray paint and sealer, kind of a good primer that'll till we paint these. So in the meantime, I kind of flipped the boards on our stairs and put some better screws in there. So those are nice and tight now. And Shannon finished the blind inside, so we're getting little stuff done until we really start on the foundation. So that's where I'm at right now. All right, guys, just to update you. I got flashing tape, zip tape all the way around the door. And then on this side, we have this PVC trim that we had bought, probably 3-4 years ago, that we wanted to trim these windows out and the corners, each of the corners of the barn, make it look real pretty. And so I started doing that on the door here. And then I'll rip a little piece of this and just fit it right in there. And then put another straight piece down here. And I think it's gonna look pretty good. And then what we'll probably do is grab some, Lowe's always has some mist tint paint, and we don't really care, like stain and stuff, some kind of brown or something, or redwood or something to stain these steps real nice, and seal those up. And then probably just get some white paint to finish up painting the door. Maybe we'll paint it a different color, but that'll finish it real nice. Yeah, and then washing this roof up here with that mold spray stuff that scrubs. It's supposed to be like a pressure washer stuff, and really clean this dirt off. If you could really see it, the camera doesn't pick it up. It's pretty dirty. It's humid summers here, lots of leaves you can see from the trees, and that just spells a lot of dirt on your roof and stuff. And then finishing our soffits there, putting the corner trim just like this door on all the corners, and finishing up the windows will make this barn look really good. And if you haven't seen my last video, we're doing this because we're just want to keep busy fixing up this property while we're waiting for our friend Glenn to take his stuff up our road and start digging our foundation and stuff. So we're at a standstill there for a week or two. So might as well get everything cleaned up while the weather's nice. It's supposed to be getting a little cooler this week. Nothing major, but it'll actually be nicer to work out here if anything. So yeah, show you when it's finished here. Hey guys, so today started out at about 25 degrees out, very freezing, and so all we did is we started a fire, burned some of our brush over here at the fire pit that you guys have seen us burn and stuff, um, and then I went out and cut some more brush down and stuff this morning, but that's all just kind of busy work. And so then this afternoon, since the sun is shining right here on us, it feels so good to be in the sun that we're going to trim out these windows. So as you saw the other day when we trimmed out the door, so I started this window. I first put the zip tape around it. We had some old flashing on there, went over it with the zip tape. That zip tape is primo stuff, so it works so much better and we believe in it. So we use that, and now I'm just making a picture frame around each of these windows I'm going to do. So that's what I'm working on now. So I'll show you how to do that. So what we're using to trim out the barn is this stuff. It's PVC actually, and just a little plastic stuff, composite. And man, does it cut. I mean, that's like a razor's edge when you cut it with your chop saw. And basically we're just picture framing these windows. So I took a scrap piece that I had from something else and made two 45-degree cuts there, put it up there, and it was perfect. So that's what I'm just doing. Cut a piece, put a 45 on this side, 45 on that side, made my marks at the edge of each side of the window, cut those, and now I'm working my way down here. I just made a pencil line on that one, and I'll cut a 45 on that one and just keep going around. I'll probably do the side next, and then do the bottom, fit the bottom in between both of them. And then once that all fits in, there's a little lip behind that window, and it's all just kind of holding in there. I'll screw it down and stuff with those little white finish screws that I like. They don't have any head. Bury in there a little bit of caulk on this, and you won't even tell anything. So that's what I'm doing next. Okay, got all my sides cut or pieces. What's good about this stuff also, no pre-drilling. You can just screw right into it and it doesn't split. So, and these are the screws that I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see, it's got a little tiny head. You should see the Torx bit that goes in there. It's just a little pin, and but it sinks them in, grabs the 2x4 that's behind there, the framing, and really sucks it in. And then you go maybe an eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch below the surface on here, and it really sucks it in. And then you just go over it with a little caulk, and it looks perfect. Like you can't even see. It's just like a finished nail, but a screw version of it. So that's what I'm going to do now, is screw this all together, and I'll show you at the end here. Okay, the guys, there's the finished product. Now I'm going to just do the other window, and then I'll caulk the door and windows too, and be done. So it's getting later already, so the days are getting short. Hey guys, I just wanted to update you on a couple other projects that we're doing while we're waiting for our foundation to be dug. And we're kind of slow, so there's not much video content, but we did finish that soffit up here, so that was a good. This is behind the barn. We just keep storage stuff here. We got some fencing that we got to put in eventually. Of course, our trash, some other stuff, some fence T-posts, that sort of thing. And then we're just about been working on this the last couple of days here. And that's the soffit up and around the gambrel roof of the barn. And then we're finishing it with a trim, this white 1x. That's PVC actually, so it'll never have to be painted. It's got a faux wood grain, very good stuff. Doesn't warp or anything. So we're finishing the trim up with that. And then eventually, after that, just like in Wyoming, we have a metal, Wyoming, we have a metal roof. So there'll be some gable end metal that goes over and goes on top of the roof and follows that roof line, and it'll cover up the rest of this wood that's still exposed here. Actually, that you can see better with that, all that up there. It'll cover that up and make it look really nice and finished. So that's what we're doing right now. So again, just wanted to fit that in. That's what we've been working on the last couple of weeks. And of course, the door came out great, the windows came out order. But I'm gonna end the video here, and give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. It should start getting busier once our buddy Glenn can start digging the foundation. There'll be a little bit better content. But right now we're just trying to keep busy, and we got all this stuff. We bought this trim for the barn about 3-4 years ago, and I did it a 3 years ago. Last year I didn't get to any of it, and this year we're going to finish it up hopefully. So and we may even insulate. We're talking about, if we have time, if Glenn's just doing our foundation, there's really no need for us to be up there. We may insulate the barn, because it does get cool, and I'm sure when we're not here it gets pretty hot in the summer here because it's not insulated. So that's another thing that could be done this year. We'll see how it goes. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.